on. All right, so the Boston Celtics just beat the Golden State Warriors by 40. That game might have just showed their coach, their players, their owner, their GM, what we all know, what I've known for the last 3 years, right? Y'all should have not kept this squad together. Y'all should not have paid Steph all of that money. Y'all should not have paid Draymond all of that money and try to keep this thing going. Trade Poole, trade Wiseman, all of those things, man. Y'all mismanaged this really bad. Let Bob Myers walk as a GM. Like, y'all royally screwed this up by trying to keep Draymond there. Because it don't seem like they prioritize Klay too much at all. This was for Draymond, right? And I think they paid Draymond out of fear. But getting beat by 40 is diabolical for a team that swears up and down that as long as you keep us together, we can contend. And y'all looking like booty cheeks out there. Y'all got beat by 40, and it would have been worse, but they didn't even play their starters in the fourth quarter. And the bench still kept their foot on their gas and kept their foot on y'all neck, right? But the funny part about that is after the game, Steph Curry and Tatum was talking, and Jaylen Brown was standing by while they was talking. And then Steve Kerr was standing right there trying to wait for Tatum to finish so he can greet Tatum because, hey, man, we just spent the whole summer together. When I coached you on the Olympics, and, I just want to say, hey, and whatever, but you could tell that, how it was looking. He was really over there because it's probably the first time he's seen him since the summer. And he thought that, I'm going to be extra nice to him when I see him because I know how wrong I did him. I know that look. I'm over here to speak to you. I'm breaking my neck to speak to you. I'm waiting till you finish talking so I can speak to you because I need to be extra nice to you because I know I did you wrong. And if you watch the video, Jayson Tatum looked and glanced at Steve Kerr and then just kept talking to Curry like, I do not want to say nothing to you, dude. Get out of my face, man. Right? You know what I mean? There's no way you're going to embarrass me like that and in a whole nother country after I just won a daggone championship and you telling me I'm not good enough to get in the freaking game. And then there's Jaylen Brown, the guy who didn't get selected. And then when they sent Kawhi home, a small forward that plays the same position as him, you would think, you know what? Let's bring Brown here. But no, they said, let's go and get another teammate of his that's on the bench for his team and bring him in, who's a point guard we don't need. And forget replacing the small forward we lost in Kawhi with another small forward in Jaylen Brown. Let's go get another point guard in Derek White that's on his squad. So you snubbed Jaylen Brown and you did Tatum wrong. I have no clue why. And then you think you about to come over here and say hello to them. No wonder they beat you by 40. They should have beat you by 50. Right? So that's what happened. They talked about it on Gil's Arena. This is what they said.
That's the chat. Should Tatum always have smoke for Kerr? 85% of the chat say
that should be 90.
That should be 100.
Some of y'all slacking in the chat.
Yeah,
You're not petty enough.
Not at all.
Yeah, Steve getting everything coming.
Yeah, I would have had to talk. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, Missoula, Jayson Tatum, and Jaylen Brown should have had a real conversation, bro, before that game. Like, listen, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I get it. We beat them by 40. I want this thing to be
by
the
70.
worst. I want this thing to be the worst in the NBA history. Yeah, they should have beat the hell out of them boys.
I want them to ask questions. Why y'all kept him in the game?
And
making up time for the.
No, don't ask me that. Go ask Steve Kerr why he didn't play me during the Olympics.
Beat him so bad.
That's the question.
They ain't gonna make no trade. Y'all
that's
sure
the
y'all not gonna make
question
no trade?
right there.
Enough for my Olympics.
And whatever answer he give, that's the reason for today.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some sleuths in the chat who I think have figured out the player you're potentially talking about. We're not going.
All right. So should it always be smoke every time Jaylen Brown or Jayson Tatum see Golden State and Steve Kerr? Heck yeah. Yeah. I'm holding that grudge. I'm sorry. I'm holding that grudge. You can't do you just can't do people like that. We talked about this when it happened. We talked about this multiple times this summer when it happened. Like, what are you thinking? You can't find minutes for Tatum, the guy who just led his team to a freaking championship, the best record in the league, and then a championship that they won with ease, and you can't find minutes for this man? Why would you do somebody like that? And then you can't even find a roster spot for Jaylen Brown? That makes no sense. So yeah, Steve Kerr, you didn't read the room properly. You really thought that these dudes was just that soft where we just go hug it up whenever we see you. No, dude, we don't like you. We don't like you. We don't like people that you're phony. That's what he is. You're phony. I see why Michael Jordan punched you at practice. You're phony. I see why your team is spiraling downward like it is now. You can't even keep Draymond Green in check, and neither can Steph Curry. Neither can the whole organization. Everything that's happened to Golden State Warriors, they deserve. I hope Steve Kerr gets fired. I hope Steve Kerr and JJ Redick gets fired the same day. They're despicable to me. Right? Now, Steve Kerr is more likable than JJ Redick. JJ Redick is just a snobbish, condescending prick type dude that likes to call women the N-word, black women the N-word when he played at Duke. That's the type of dude JJ Redick is. I don't like him. Right? But Steve Kerr, I don't like him because he's incompetent as a leader. Right? He can't lead a player like Draymond Green because he can't, and I'm not even gonna say control. I want to use the word control. He can't regulate him or he can't fairly hold him accountable. He can't hold him accountable. That's the word I'm looking for. He can't hold a person like Draymond Green accountable. But he can hold a person like KD accountable or Jordan Poole. Like Jordan Poole ultimately got traded for getting knocked out on camera for the world to see. KD had to leave Golden State because he got called the B word on national TV, all by the same dude. Draymond Green put Poole to sleep. Draymond Green called KD the B word, told him we don't need you and we won without you. And you know, this our squad and all this crazy stuff, and made him feel unwanted. So you run the best player in the league at the time away from you where you could have had a dynasty. I would have got rid of Draymond Green the next morning so I could keep KD and Steph Curry together while they was in their prime. I could have replaced Draymond Green with Jay Crowder. I could have replaced him with Ben Simmons. I could have replaced him with anybody that can pass, set screens, and rebound and play defense. But since Steph Curry is such a non-vocal guy when it comes to being a locker room guy, and Steve Kerr is incompetent as a vocal leader, they have to have Draymond Green because he's the only one who's talking and supposedly holding people accountable. Because what Steph Curry and Steve Kerr lack as leaders, they can't get rid of Draymond. And that's a no-no to me because they trying to sell me that Steph Curry is a top 10 player all time, and they're saying that he might be able to creep up in the top 5. But you telling me he has to have Draymond Green in order for the team to even be not even a contender, but to be competitive. Like, oh man, if you got Steph, Draymond's got to be there because Draymond does so much as a vocal leader and all this stuff. Then how the hell is this a top 10 player if come on, bro? Like, let's be real. Yeah, I thought that was I'm out in the show with that, but I just thought that was interesting. I love to see it. I loved it. I'm here for it. I loved it. I want to see more of it. I want to see Steve Kerr. I want this to be the worst year of his career, his coaching career. I want it to be bad. I hope they don't win another game. I want it to be really bad. I want the Lakers led by JJ Redick and the Golden State Warriors led by Steve Kerr. I want them to be competing for the #1 draft pick for next year. I want them to do. The Lakers salary cap is crazy, and so is Golden State's. They're $40 million over the cap, and they can't even be above 500 right now. 11 in the West. They're not even in the play-in game right now. But I'm done with it. That's my thoughts, man. I'll catch y'all on the next episode. Peace.